Welcome back for another video. Who are the best players to buy for Gameweek 34? So it's a blank game week, meaning Arsenal, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Man City all follow up that double game week with a blank game week next. They won't play. So yeah, millions of free hits expected to be activated before the deadline. And there's a lot of fun picks to discuss this week as we move through each position. Let's do the goalkeepers first. There's actually quite a lot of fixtures showing clean sheet potential. We've got Newcastle home to Ipswich, which has got Pope top on 4.1 points. However, something that free hitters are going to have to weigh up in particular is player combinations. Like, is it worth using up a valuable Newcastle slot in goal and Pope when you've got the likes of Isak, Murphy, Barnes, Trippier, Schär? That could all be better use of that slot. Liverpool are home to Spurs, who obviously will be prioritising the Europa League, with nothing left to fight for in the Premier League anyway. If they can win the Europa League, then that's them in the Champions League next season. There's no way they're making top 5. But yeah, I mean, Spurs and Man United mathematically safe from relegation at least after Ipswich's defeat to Arsenal on the weekend. So Alisson's on 3.9 points, however so is Leno and Sarr. Leno's away to Southampton and Sarr's got Leicester home. The two lowest scoring teams in the league with 24 and 27 goals this season. If you're on a free hit, let us know which goalkeeper you've landed on. I've actually got Leno currently versus an already relegated Southampton team. But that said, I mean, Southampton have still managed to score in 5 of their last 6 games, so they're still scoring at least, even though, yeah, they're already going down. For many teams, a defensive double-up is on the cards. Maybe Fulham's the answer. Let's have a look at the defenders next. Schär, Trippier and Livramento, all the favoured picks this week. Trippier would actually be my number 1 pick in my eyes, given his set-piece duties and all-round incredible delivery from that right side. Recent substitutions for Trippier have been 75, 78 and 77 minutes, which could be a handy trend as well if that continues. Like, evidently he's not able to play 90 every week now and he has been managed, which does give you the opportunity to lock in the clean sheet early there as well. I mean, it's unbelievably tight in that fight for those top 5 Champions League spots, so you've got to back Newcastle to bounce back from that shocking Villa result. What about Aït-Nouri then? I mean, a lot of people went there early in the season, didn't they? And what a huge disappointment he was at the time. Recent results have been a lot better under Pereira though, Wolves as a team and also Aït-Nouri individually. Just one blank in his last 4 games actually. 5 points, 14, 2 and 8 points. Only Schär has actually got more points over the last 4 game weeks among all defenders. And he's had a double game week as well in fairness. Leicester home for Aït-Nouri as well, great fixture. And Leicester have just become the first team in top flight history to go 9 consecutive home games without scoring. Obviously we've got Semedo here who makes the table as well, but there's no reason to go for him over Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri is just superior all round in terms of underlying stats. So Van Dijk is on exactly 4 projected points. What about Trent though? Obviously back from injury last game week, and of course the scorer of Liverpool's winning goal. It's actually his first ever goal with his left foot as well, interestingly. It is a bit of a risky pick though, because there's every chance Bradley starts again at right back, with Trent introduced in the second half like the Leicester game. There's 2 Fulham defenders that I think will be heavily discussed this week. One is obvious, Robinson. The other one a bit less so, Sessegnon, 4.1 mil. The risk with Sessegnon is his minutes. Like in Gameweek 32, he was off at 56 minutes. In Gameweek 30, he came off the bench, but they did have Arsenal, so that might have been a tactical one to bench him. But yeah, the reason the 4.1 mil defender is a really fun pick is because he's playing out of position as a winger for Fulham, but he's a defender in FPL. And he's been pretty good as well. Like, he got an assist against Chelsea on the weekend and 2 bonus points. A couple of games before that, he scored in Fulham's win over Liverpool. The game before that, he got an assist against Arsenal off the bench. Before that, he scored against Spurs. I mean, Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal, really difficult fixtures, all of which he's had attacking returns in recent weeks. So yeah, what can he manage against Southampton if he starts there? Robertson, of course, the safe, reliable pick. Double-digit assists for him this season as well. But yeah, Sessegnon, undeniably the exciting higher upside pick, especially if you're chasing at this point in the season. Let's have a look at the midfielders next. So, no blank game week for Liverpool, so of course it's Salah topping the table. 8.4 points for him versus Spurs. Remarkably though, everything's ground to a bit of a halt with Salah recently. No open play goals in his last 9 games or competitions. Is it an opportunity to go elsewhere for captaincy then? Like perhaps Isak home to Ipswich, or maybe Cunha against Leicester. I mean, the same can be said about Palmer as well. Like, he's really gone cold recently. If you're on a free hit, then you're probably less inclined to buy him because Chelsea still have got Liverpool, Newcastle and Forest to play. But on a free hit, I mean, does he deserve our consideration still? Chelsea at home to Everton. Despite the poor form, I can see him making my free hit still, but there is a strong argument to going without him. Like, a midfield of Salah, Murphy, Barnes, Kluivert. Kluivert, of course, back from injury last match, and he comes in third this week on 5 projected points. We knew Man United would prioritise the Europa League after what Amorim told us after the quarter-finals, and we saw that in his selection last match with a couple of youngsters starting, and Bruno benched as well. How often do we say that? If you're not free hitting, then yeah, he's a great pick regardless. Like, Bournemouth have got a chance of doubling in Gameweek 36, so let's not forget that as well. The other midfielder I think that is worth buying if you're not using a chip is Mbeumo. Maybe even on a free hit you still go for him. But yeah, Mbeumo, the second player after Salah to pass 200 points this season, following a brace and an assist against Brighton for an 18-point haul. Nottingham Forest away next, which is tricky of course, but Brentford have got some of the best overall fixtures for the final 5 game weeks. So the projections of Barnes and Murphy very much hinges on their minutes. Like, with 60 minutes, Barnes is on 4.6 points. If you up that to 70 minutes, then it's 5.3, which would place him third here. Fun fact, only Salah of 18 has got more Premier League assists this season than Murphy, who's got 11. And while in the Championship, no one's got more assists than Murphy's brother Josh Murphy, who's got 13. So yeah, Barnes, back to him. He's now returned in 6 consecutive games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 returns in 6. Newcastle fans, let us know below. Does Barnes and Murphy start again as the wingers with Gordon benched again? It's worth noting, in the last 2 games, Murphy's played 64 and 61 minutes, which has got him on 4.3 points this game week. It's safe to say there's a good chance both Barnes and Murphy come off early again. The other midfielder who's not on the table but he's got good projections for the run-in and therefore worth discussing now is Bowen. He scored West Ham's only goal last match. He's actually 5th among all midfielders for the final 5 game weeks. They're away to Brighton, which isn't the best, but looking at defenders, we've got Veltman, Van Heck, Lamptey, Igor, Webster and Kadioglu all flagged at the moment. Maybe Van Heck makes the next game, but yeah, a lot of players out for Brighton at the back. And in Game Week 35, Bowen's got Spurs, who as we said are going to prioritise Europa League. Game Week 36, they've got Man United, who are going to be doing the exact same. Game Week 37, they've got Forest, who may or may not have an FA Cup final there. And Game Week 38, Bowen's got Ipswich. Onto the forwards then. So it's Isak, of course, the leader for Game Week 34 with exactly 7 projected points against Ipswich, followed by Welbeck, who could be on penalties as well, home to West Ham with João Pedro suspended after picking up a red card last game. Only Salah's got more bonus points this season than Cunha with 38. He's a proper bonus points magnet, isn't he? He got an assist against Man United last match and he took 3 bonus points as well, maximum bonus for the 1 assist. He's going to be particularly tempting if Bellegarde's out for Game Week 34. It's possible that Cunha might not have gotten that start otherwise. Pereira's side was unchanged for something like 4 or 5 games in a row till then. Cunha's on 5.2 points, Strand Larsen 4.5. You could absolutely run with both on a free hit, but you're going to want Isak as well, so that means you've got no room for another forward. But yeah, I don't hate it since it's Leicester home. Something to monitor this week though is Muniz. He missed the weekend's game with an injury, which led to a Raul start after a couple of benchings before that. When they're both available, it doesn't feel worth the gamble on a start because his minutes look so poor, but if Muniz misses out again, then Raul looks like a fantastic choice given he's got Southampton. Looking at the next 5 projections overall, although he's further down the table this week, again, if you're not free hitting, Wissa's the best pick for the run-in, 22.9 points. Only Isak's got more for the final 5 game weeks. Brentford are the first side in Europe's Big 5 leagues to see 2 different players score 10 plus goals at home this season, those 2 being Mbeumo and Wissa. And last weekend was the 18th Premier League game in which both Mbeumo and Wissa had scored for Brentford. Only 7 pairs of players have scored for a side in the same match more times in the entire history of the competition. So we mentioned earlier Kluivert against a Man United side with priorities elsewhere as an option. Evan Nilsson's the same as well, 4.9 points for him, so about the same as Raul, just behind Cunha. As far as opposition defences for the next game week, we love to target a weak defence, and Leicester's 14.7 expected goals conceded over the last 6 game weeks is worst in the league, and Ipswich's 14.2 is second worst. So yeah, triple Newcastle attack is definitely on the cards, right? Isak, Murphy and Barnes. And obviously, in terms of Leicester, you could go for 2 of Ait-Nouri, Strand Larsen and Cunha, or maybe all 3. That could work wonders on a free here to target those defences. Southampton are 3rd worst for XGC over that run, which lends weight to Sessegnon and Raul. Of course, if Muniz is out again or a doubt for the game. Let's finish with a quick look at the managers. Who's expected to do best this week? So it's Howell who's top, 8.7 points for him, and then it's Slot with 8.5, and then it's Frank on 8.0. Given Howell and Slot are the same price, you're far likelier to want a Newcastle triple up, so go for Slot if you've got a choice to buy either. It's worth noting that Brentford playing away at Forest is a table bonus fixture for Frank, but again I'd still opt for Howell or Slot this week. Thanks very much for watching. My free hit's active this week, so make sure you're subscribed if you'd like to see my team on Wednesday. See you soon for the next one.